Welcome to TRS Clips, the channel that we hope is like a brain workout for you. Speaking about longevity, I've had narratives on the show where people say that, anyone who's alive and under the age of 50 right now could very well live till 120 years because of biotech advancements. That's great. And I'd love to know what you think about the biology of all this, because you're also in this category of like under 50. But if you're truly living till like 120, 130 years of age, I think it opens up a whole new gamut of mental health problems. Like, no one thinks about that. Like, that means your marriage is probably going to be 100 years long. You're going to have a diamond marriage anniversary. What do you think of this whole conversation?
Again, it comes down to understanding the quantum field. What are we chasing? What are we chasing? Think about it. Instead of people trying to improve their health span, your lifespan is a product of your health span. Yes, there's a lot that we can do. Now, there are two issues that I have with this whole thing. I think it's beautiful. First of all, the goal is wrong. How many people actually want to live to 120? Some do, many don't. They're just happy. When I go, I go. All right? It'll bring its own problems when we have to live to 120. A lot more. Many, many more problems.
Will it be possible, biologically speaking?
I don't want to say no because there are advancements, but let's look at the data. I'm a fan of science and data. There are two sets of data that we have right now. The blue zones, the longest living people who are actually living long, 104, 105, 106. And what they have done has been scientifically studied, broken down, restudied over and over again to come up with the top things that have let these people live to 104. So we have a real live data set talking about it. And then we have a wannabe data set talking about 120 as a promise. If you buy my product, you do this, you take these supplements, but there's no proof it's happened to 120 at all. Now, the person pushing this, if that person, I hope he lives to 120, but if he dies at 70, 80, 90, what happens? What happens to everyone who invested in the wrong things? Now, I'm a fan of longevity, cold plunges, red light therapy, when you have the foundations in place. What are the foundations? What we learn from the people who are living the longest. Sleep, great social connections. You don't have to have great health. Most of the longest living people have either gone through a bypass, they had diabetes, but they overcome it because their health quality and span was so good. Good nutrition, social connections, feeling like they belong to a community. These are their data sets. What's the other data set of people pushing life to 120? NMN, NAD, IV treatments. It doesn't even correlate to what's being spoken about in the life sets. So now I want people to step back and think. So what would I do? Would I embrace the new biology? Yes, but I will first check if my foundations are right. There is no point taking IV treatments, NADs, and NMNs if you're sleep deprived. There's no point taking it. The science tells you up front, there's no point taking it. In fact, today, the latest science, Ranveer, is that if you're chronically stressed and sleep deprived, it even negates what workouts and what nutrition you're eating. I mean, it's clearly up there.
What is the quantification of that? Like, what does it affect if you're chronically stressed? Like,
Chronically stressed, you can't sleep. Inflammation, rapid aging, the opposite of what people are trying to live with longevity. So I think people have to slow down and really look at what is making us age fast. First, let's slow that down. Let's not talk about things that can make me live longer without looking at what's making us age faster. Again, chronic sleep deprivation, chronic stress, processed food, anything that inflames you. All of nature's foods are anti-inflammatory by default. So when someone comes and says, hey, Luke, give me an anti-inflammatory diet, just say, just don't eat processed, because every food that nature's given you is anti-inflammatory. So get your nutrition right. Movement, not too much, not too little. There are people who are breaking down their bodies with extreme training. There's not going to be longevity for that because there's wear and tear. There's wear and tear. I believe the longevity thing is just to make other people richer today. There'll be more replacements for your knees. There'll be more IV. So if I have to take an IV every 3-4 days to live longer, and if I'm 45 right now, or I'm 40 right now, and I'm going to live to 120, taking an IV every 3 days for longevity doesn't make sense to you. To live long. So I think I want people to break it down. I'm very open to science. I'm very open to emerging science, but I will define to you, based on biology, anatomy, non-debatable, what longevity can really be for us. We have the sympathetic nervous system, fight and flight, and we have the parasympathetic, which is rest, digest, and repair. If I want longevity, depending on what my time on this planet is, because that's also not in our control. There's something called fate. If you're destined to go, you're going to go no matter how many cold plunges you took. People forget that because there's a product, marketing, manipulative marketing. But if I wanted to live longer, I would simply do one thing: spend more time in the parasympathetic nervous system, because that is the nervous system that has the ability to repair me better than any supplement.
So what actions allow you to spend more time there?
Calmness, breath work, slowing down. Of course, we'll get stressed, but how quickly can I come back to parasympathetic? Had a heavy workout, I'm in sympathetic, followed by deep relaxation, parasympathetic. So the longevity green print is how quickly can I get into the parasympathetic nervous system and how long can I stay there? So if I am sleeping 7-8 hours of sleep, that's 7-8 hours in the parasympathetic nervous system. That's where the body heals you while you sleep. If I'm eating a meal slowly rather than stressed, parasympathetic nervous system. Now I could be eating the worst meal. It's all junk. I got some aerated drinks. I got everything. But I'm still eating slowly, peacefully, no guilt. I can move into the parasympathetic nervous system. I keep doing that crap, I'm going to get sick. So that's why I always tell people, why you try to be so extreme? Enjoy your crap once in a way, but be in the right system. So parasympathetic is when you're with loved ones, social connections, doing something with purpose. You can't be creating purpose when you're in the sympathetic nervous system. You're only reacting and responding. Sympathetic, fight and flight. So the magic word is always going to be, how can I move into so I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to work 16 hours a day. Fine, do it. But how can I still spend more time in the parasympathetic nervous system? How can I do things that keep me in the parasympathetic nervous system? I can build, I can be a leader, but I can be watching my breathing while I'm in a difficult meeting. Slow breathing, cortisol low, parasympathetic nervous system. This is the intelligence of the human body. And because we've hijacked the parasympathetic nervous system, most people are aging more and more. Way faster than they should.
So many things to say. I don't know why I'm saying this in this particular episode, but it's also been a big learning of the last 10 years of my life. I'm not saying this to look down upon anyone, but it's just societal observation speaking. So I've noticed that there's two kinds of people that I consciously try staying away from. One's the obvious one, the negative one that pulls you down, that, is like always telling you won't be able to do it. But the second one is what I call people kind of in the middle of the healing journey. Okay. So one of the most important life lessons is that the only people who will try making you feel insecure are the people who've not been able to figure out how to deal with their own insecurities. And very often they have good intent. But the fact is that their hearts and minds are kind of in this pool of their own insecurities. And that's what's manifesting as their words, and they're trying to pull down other people around them without understanding that that's what they're trying to do. So I've consciously started to pull away from even these good-hearted people with good intent but who spread their insecurity. Be it from a team building perspective or be it from a social perspective. It's helped me tremendously because I know that in my own career and my own life, I've moved forward by just focusing on what's in the now and what's in my own destiny and me moving forward. But the larger point I'm trying to make here is that this same element of insecurity is very, very widespread in modern day society. That's what manifests as Reddit rumors. That's what manifests as Instagram trolling, Twitter trolling, all these things. So I think it's a very relevant human skill to learn. You need to be able to sift through the human beings you allow around you. Because that's the other element of darkness that we just highlighted. That I do believe other human beings can place their own internal darkness into your mind. And the goal is to stay in your parasympathetic nervous system. Thank you for watching the clip, दोस्तों. मेरा होप यह है कि आप हर हफ्ते इसी चैनल पर लौट आओ ताकि जितने भी पॉडकास्ट हम अपलोड कर रहे हैं ना, उनका सार आपको इस चैनल पर मिले.